Continuing on to part 2. And about halfway through the anime's run in late 1997 in December, tragedy struck. An episode of the anime was found to be responsible for epileptic seizures in more than 600 children due to a flashing strobe effect. No one died from these seizures, and after an investigation was put into place, the anime was put into hiatus for 4 months, and then later returned to air to complete the Kanto run in April 1998. It was supposed to end after the Kanto story, but apparently after the new games were announced, it just became a never-ending, long-running anime TV series. Also, in September 2000, the anime-based puzzle game that is based on Panel de Pon, Pokemon Puzzle League, was released for N64. The game was the only game to be made specifically for the Western US audience and never released in Japan. However, this was not the only American-made original Pokemon material. From 2000 to 2002, an anime-based musical called Pokemon Live was shown on stage around the world. The most memorable plot point in the musical was the revelation that Ash's mother, Delia Ketchum, used to be a friend of Giovanni when they were younger. The music isn't considered canon, but it sparked endless theories among many fans regarding the identity of Ash's unidentified, unnamed father. Almost since the very beginning of the series, it had apparent that all the first 151 Pokemon would not be the last. Ho-Oh was seen as early as in the end of the first episode of the anime, Togepi, owned by a main character Misty, and others like Meryl and Snubbull appearing in the first Pikachu short, and Donphan appearing in the first movie. Later, when the second generation of Pokemon was drawing nearer, others like Lugia and Slowking made their appearance in the second movie, and Elekid appeared in the second Pikachu short. On November 21st, 1999, Nintendo of Japan released the Gold and Silver versions for Game Boy Color. This time, trainers were invited to a new region called Johto, where 100 more new species of Pokemon were waiting to be captured. The new games enhanced the Pokemon gaming experience by adding many new features. The most famous likely being the ability for Pokemon to have different types of genders, and in turn allowing them to breed. A new time system was introduced, and daylight savings time was also introduced too, with a real-time clock allowing different events to happen during the day and night and in the morning, as well as on certain days of the week. Another important addition was the friendship system. Shiny Pokemon made their debut, and most notably, the shiny red Gyarados at the Lake of Rage. After the trainers collect 8 Johto Gym badges and defeating the Elite Four in the Johto, trainers are able to return to Kanto to face the original gym leaders that were present in the original Red and Blue games. Pokemon Gold and Silver made their debut in the US on October 11th, 2000. The anime followed, of course, and Ash and his friends also arrived in Johto in an episode that aired in October 14th, 1999 in Japan in episode 117, and also in the US of October 14th, 2000 under the season name Pokemon The Johto Journeys. Spell of the Unknown Entei was then released to theaters in July 8, 2000 in Japan, and in April 6, 2001 in the US, featuring the legendary beast Entei. A new trading card series called Neo Genesis featured the Johto Pokemon to the trading card game. It was released in Japan in December 10th, 1999, and in the US of December 16, 2000. A sequel to Pokemon Puzzle League was released in September 21st, 2000 for the Game Boy Color, and also in Japan, titled Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. It made its way to the US in December 4th, 2000. On December 14, 2000, Pokemon Stadium would get a sequel, and its time as Pocket Monster Stadium 3, but in the US it's called Pokemon Stadium 2, bringing all the Johto Pokemon in full 3D for the very first time. The game was released for the N64 in the US in March 25, 2001. Like the yellow version, a third version was made called Pokemon Crystal, which was released in Japan in December 14, 2000, and in the US July 21, 2001. Pokemon Crystal had several notable changes from the original Gold and Silver version. Suicune was the game mascot and appeared on the box art cover and the focus of the plot. The game was also the first to feature Pokemon that have pixelated animations for every single Pokemon. Traders in Japan receive the added bonus of being able to trade, battle, and even obtain the mythical Pokemon Celebi wirelessly using a cell phone to connect to Mobile System GB. Traders were also, for the very first time, are also able to play as the girl character that was introduced in Crystal. On December 30th, 2000, the first feature-length special of the anime was released in Japan as the sequel to the first Pokemon movie, titled Mewtwo Returns. It was later released on DVD from Warner Home Video on December 5th, 2001. In June 2000, a manga series by Munio Saito called Pokemon Gold and Silver: The Golden Boys was published in Japan. The manga followed the plot of the Generation 2 games before abruptly ending after 3 volumes with very little resolution. Another new manga series by Takashi Teshirogi based on the anime's new seasons called Ash and Pikachu was published in February 26, 2001. The fourth Pokemon movie, Celebi, The Voice of the Forest, was released in Japanese theaters July 7, 2001, and in the US, October 25, 2002. It featured the 2 Pokemon that were promoting Pokemon Crystal, Celebi and Suicune. The Pokemon Adventures manga finally caught up to the second generation in August 8, 2001, when Volume 8 was published in Japan, starting a new chapter, the Gold, Silver, and Crystal chapter. The chapter was much longer than the previous chapters from the series, lasting no less than 7 full volumes. Additionally, this was the only volume to share its release date with future volumes in Japanese, being that the 2 after it were published at the same time. Raikou, the only member of the legendary beasts yet to be featured in an anime movie, and at this time received its own made-for-TV special, The Legend of Thunder, on December 30th, 2001. The special didn't feature Ash and his friends, but rather the characters that were based on the playable characters from the second generation Pokemon games. On July 13, 2002, the fifth and final movie of the original series, Pokemon Heroes, Latios and Latios, were released in Japanese theaters. Distributed on limited release by Miramax Films, it opened in a select American theaters May 16, 2003. In July 2001, an anime episode aired in Japan featuring never-before-seen Pokemon, Kecleon. Soon Kecleon and others like Azurill appeared in the 4th Pikachu short. And why not a Duskull and Volbeat appeared in the 5th Pikachu short, while Wailmer also appeared in the 4th Pikachu short. Latios and Latios were featured in the 5th movie. During the Silver Conference Johto League, Ash battled a trainer named Harrison, who is from Little Root Town in the Hoenn region. Professor Birch and many other Pokemon made their cameo. in Johto photo finish in the episode from Pokemon Master Quest. Though it became known that the next generation of Pokemon was just around the corner. Indeed, the major overhaul of the main series occurred when Pokemon arrived on Game Boy Advance on November 21st, 2002, where Ruby and Sapphire versions. Trainers found themselves in a southern land region of Hoenn, where 135 new Pokemon were waiting to be discovered. The games made their way to the US in March 18, 2003, and had many new features, the most prominent being Pokemon contests, double battles, abilities and natures for each Pokemon, and along with a reform of effort values and individual values, which they're short for EVs and IVs. Also introduced in the versions were different types of weather and 2 new villainous teams, Team Magma and Team Aqua. Due to the extensive changes to the system, however, the generation was not compatible with the other generation games. The anime began with a new series, Pokemon the series Ruby and Sapphire, which aired in Japan on the same day as the release of the games and came to the US almost a year later. A great deal was changed in the series, including the introduction of a new character, May, based on her video game counterpart, who is taking Misty's place. 2 movies were produced during the time in Hoenn region. Jirachi Wishmaker, released in Japan July 19, 2003, and in the US June 1st, 2004 from Miramax Films. And the Destiny Deoxys, which was released in Japanese theaters July 17, 2004, and made it to Kids WB in January 22, 2005. Around the same time as the anime series, a show called Weekly Pokemon Broadcasting Station began to air weekly in Japan, focusing not on Ash, but the other characters from the anime as well, like Misty, Brock, Tracy, Gary, Richie, Casey, and Sakura. An English dub version was called Pokemon Chronicles. It aired in the United Kingdom in May 2005, finally dubbing the Legend of Thunder special in English along the way, 3.5 years after its original Japanese airing. And Pokemon Chronicles hasn't been coming to the US yet. Nintendo transferred the trading card game license from Wizards of the Coast to itself in 2003 and released its first set on January 31st, introducing new game mechanics and a new card design. The set was released in June 18, 2003 in the US. To solve the problem of limited Pokemon storage and in a continuously growing Pokemon world, Pokemon Box Ruby and Sapphire was released for GameCube in May 30th, 2003 in Japan, and in July 11th, 2004 in the US, allowing trainers to store up to 1,500 Pokemon from their Ruby and Sapphire games. A small spin-off game called Pokemon Channel for Nintendo GameCube was released in Japan in July 13, 2003. It focuses on a TV broadcasting network airing a variety of Pokemon programs, with the player playing the role as a test audience. The game also featured a unique anime OVA short, Pichu Brothers and Party Panic. Pokemon Channel was released in the US on December 1st, 2003. On July 28, 2003, Volume 15 of Pokemon manga was first published, starting the Ruby and Sapphire chapter, the one following the 3rd generation story. This was the first chapter in the series not to feature previously introduced characters. The other manga series, such as the Ash and Pikachu manga, have also moved to the Ruby and Sapphire era around at the same time. The sequel to Pokemon Pinball met a 3rd generation, Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire for Game Boy Advance, released August 1st, 2003 in Japan, and in the US, August 23rd, 2003.